All right, how about this one, Shane? Should be a heck of a game. Number 17, Texas A&M at Mississippi State. Bulldogs, Shane, favored by 4 at home. The over-under is 45 points. The game kicks off at 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Central on the SEC Network. Last season, Mississippi State won 29-26 in College Station. And how about this, Shane? I mean, I don't think a lot of people recognize how well Mississippi State has been in this series. They've won 4 of the last 6 and 5 of the last 8 over Texas A&M. So, having said all that, who do you like in the game?
Neither one of them, Mike. And I think this is a great opportunity to tell the listeners about Morristown Honda. Here's the thing, brother. I don't Mississippi State. I thought I had them figured out. I thought this was the year. I thought, people were sleeping on them, and then they go down there and they screwed it up against LSU. And then you look at Texas A&M, another program. I thought I had it figured out. They're going to win the West. They're going to compete for a national championship. And then they lose to App State, and they just can't get it going.
Yeah.
But one thing I have noticed about these Aggies is they are resilient, man. They find ways to win. It ain't pretty. And the reason it's not pretty is because they got one of the best damn defenses in the country. Mm-hmm. And if it weren't for that defense, they'd be in a whole lot more trouble. But this is a defense that gets better week after week. And they held a dynamite offense last week in check and kept them in the game and was able to help win that game and even put points on the board.
Yeah.
So I'm not convinced right now, Mike, that Mississippi State has a better offense than Arkansas. And if they can keep them in check, how can you go against the Aggies right now? Because this feels like a trick. This feels like I ain't gonna lie. You know what it feels like, brother? It feels like that Penn State-Auburn game. And I'm looking at this point spread, and I'm like, man, yeah, I could see I'm convincing myself Auburn can win. That's what I'm doing with Mississippi State. I'm convincing myself that Mississippi State has a shot to beat Texas A&M. But I know that later in the evening, as I'm looking at the scores, I'm going to say, what the hell was I thinking? Counting Jimbo out. So, Mike, I know you hate the Aggies, but I do not. So give me my Morristown Honda pick of the week. A&M 21, Mississippi State 20.
Ooh. Man, yeah, I think a lot of good points made by you, Shane. I mean, this game could go either way. Should be one heck of a game. One thing you didn't mention, DJ Durkin, the point's been made, but he was at Ole Miss last year. Mm-hmm. They really corralled this Mississippi State offense. So I don't want to say he's got Mike Leach figured out, but he knows how to beat him. Now, on the flip side, Mike Leach, he knows how to beat Texas A&M. He's kind of owned them over the years. No wonder he likes the Aggies. He beats them more than he loses to them. So, I understand that. But this is a game of strength on strength, Shane. You kind of hit on it. Mississippi State offense, particularly the passing game, of course, against Texas A&M's defense and their pass defense, which has been outstanding. Number 3 pass defense efficiency in the SEC. Number 4 in scoring. Like you said, the Aggie defense is keeping them in ball games, and that's what I'm a little worried about, Shane. I think you're right. If this is a game that is hovering around 20 points, I think A&M does win it because I don't think Texas A&M right now, as good as, Max Johnson has come in, he's not playing lights out, but he's not making the mistakes. He's keeping them in the ball game. But I don't think he can win a shootout right now, particularly against Will Rogers. So if it is low scoring, this is something I wanted to mention. Wager of the week, the under 45 could be a very, very strong play, one that I think I'll be playing this week here in Starkville. But I also think, Shane, Mississippi State, they let one get away, and I understand why you're down on them because I'm down on them in the same way, Shane. It's like a kid you're disappointed in, You're talking them up to all your friends. Oh, man, this is going to be the year. He's a beast out there on the field, and then he comes out there and he craps his pants in the big game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was Mississippi State against LSU. We got egg on our face. I think they sense that, Shane. If they drop this A&M game, I think Mississippi State's in for a rough year. So, having said that, I think they got their backs against the wall. They got confidence knowing they can beat A&M. They got those cowbells going to be ringing all day long down there in Starkville. I like Mississippi State, Shane, to correct their season, and this potentially a crossroad games for both of these teams. But Will Rogers, I still don't think we've seen the best of him. And, I don't think he lost them the LSU game. It was a lot of drops and questionable calls and everything like that. So could go either way, but like I'm saying, if either team gets to 30 points, they're going to win this game. And I think Mississippi State much more likely to get there. So I'm going Mississippi State 31, Shane. Texas A&M 13.
Are you guys even surprised? I mean, you can't even hide it anymore, Mike. You're the disappointed kid. It reminds me of a Jeff Foxworthy bit when he was sitting out there. He's talking about this buddy, and he says, look how smart that damn kid is, and he's looking out in the yard, and the kid's looking up in the sky, and he says, airplane. He goes, damn it, that boy's 18 years old. Oh, Mike, you're chasing airplanes out here, brother. I'm going to bury it. And the reason I'm piling on too, because I still got that chance that they could win the SEC.
Yeah.
But if they drop this one, Mike, I'm piling on them Aggies with you.
Yeah, and one guy we didn't even mention, Shane, he's going to have to take over, I think. Devon Achane, he's heating up, brother. I think he's number 2 in the SEC right now, all-purpose yards.
Yeah.
Can he carry the load? Can he do it week in, week out? I think A&M does have a major advantage with Mississippi State linebackers and Devon Achane and maybe even that A&M offensive line who looks to be getting more and more footing under him. If he goes off, I'm right there with you. Texas A&M can win this ball game.
Yeah, I just think he needs some help too, though. He can't be the only one doing it, and we can't. This defense, they got that bend not break that's so good in the red zone, and let Will have those dink and dunks, But once you get in the 20, this may come down to a kicking game. I don't know, but this, right. I think this is going to be one of the best games on this Saturday, and I cannot wait to watch it.
Now, how about this one, Shane?